I used to think starting over was a decision. Like one day you'd wake up, make a choice, and suddenly become someone new. And I think movies kind of teach us that. Like there's this big moment or like a dramatic turning point. But when I look back at my own life, that's not what happened at all. If you would have asked me a year ago if I was starting over, I probably would have said no. Like when I decided to lose weight because I missed myself. And I remember thinking at the time, this isn't me trying to start over. I'm just trying to feel a little bit better. I didn't realize that one decision would change how I saw myself, or how I moved through the world, or how much courage I'd eventually have to try other things. Then I moved into an RV. And honestly, that didn't feel like starting over either. It felt weird, unconventional, and a little risky. Like a part of me thought I was stepping away from the life I thought I'd have. But I think I needed proof that I could survive outside of everything familiar. And I think once I proved that to myself, that I could build a different life, I started asking myself what I actually wanted to do with it. And then I started building my Etsy store. And for a long time, it didn't feel like I was really building a business. Felt like I was sitting alone in my RV, making product after product while nobody was watching. I felt insignificant, but looking back, every product was a vote for the person I was becoming. And I think that's the funny thing about rebuilding yourself. Eventually, the person you've been quietly becoming starts asking more of you. Hitting upload doesn't feel like some huge reinvention moment. It feels uncomfortable. It feels vulnerable. It feels like letting people see a version of me that I've spent years, quietly, at times painfully slowly, rebuilding myself. None of those things felt huge by themselves. They just felt like the next thing I needed to do. But eventually I looked up and realized my entire life was different. And that's the part nobody talks about. There wasn't one big moment where I became a different person. There wasn't one dramatic turning point. I just looked up one day and realized I wasn't living the same life anymore. And I think that's when it hit me. Starting over isn't one decision. It's deciding over and over again not to go back. Not going back to the habits that hurt you. Not going back to the version of yourself that no longer fits. Not going back to the life that you've already outgrown. We talk about reinvention like it's one giant leap, but I think it's usually much quieter than that. Most of the choices that change your life don't feel life-changing at the time, until one day you realize those choices did change everything. I don't think we become new people overnight. I think we slowly build a new life, and then we realize we're already living it. So maybe starting over isn't becoming someone new. Maybe it's choosing the person you've been becoming often enough that eventually there's no going back. Because maybe that's what reinvention really is. So what if reinvention isn't one decision? What if it's 1,000 tiny acts of faith in a person you haven't fully become yet?